Like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
NRL Round 7 Sunday Live. Panthers extend lead after bunker controversy. Embarrassing nights hammered by Eels. The Panthers take an 8-point lead into the half-time break, but it has come with a bit of controversy after a Penrith captain's challenge call was upheld by the bunker. Spencer Leniu looked to have simply dropped the ball, but the challenge is upheld after Corey Horsburgh is deemed to have knocked the ball out of the Panther's hands. Penrith opts to take the penalty kick instead, which Cleary duly converts, but Phil Gould isn't happy with that call. Here's a fibber. He loses it and then Corey Horsburgh comes into contact with it, he says. If that is going to knock the ball out, you don't deserve it. He doesn't play at that. I don't think it deserved a penalty. You've got to hold the ball. You've got to have some accountability to hold the ball, he adds. Ricky Stuart is going to be filthy at that call, which came just 4 minutes before the end of the first half. Canberra played pretty well here, and had their own periods of dominance, but somehow find themselves down by 8 instead of the margin being one converted try. Soni Luke comes off the bench and he has immediately sparked the reigning premiers. The Panthers No.22 went close himself, but sets up Isaah Yeo with a brilliant pass out of dummy half to give Penrith the lead once again. The debutant is making a name for himself in the NRL already, says Peter Psaltis on commentary. Soni Luke has been an outstanding player for years and years. It is a tragedy that he hasn't made his debut before now, Gould adds. Canberra strikes right back. Penrith will be disappointed with that. They had to work incredibly hard for their first try, and the Raiders go down the other end for the first time this afternoon and score almost instantly. A high tackle from Jarome Luai allowed another set restart for the Raiders, and Ricky Stuart's men were able to capitalise. Just a few tackles later, it was Joseph Tapine crossing over for the Raiders after a brilliant pass from Tom Starling. I love that sequence, Gould says. I love the shift of the ball to an edge and then come back to the post to see if the forwards are honest around the middle, because they're not the ones who are used to looking after decoys and hard straight runners running at angles. Tapine really caught them napping there. You can just see that the Panthers weren't quite off their line, nor were they in sync. Finally, the reigning premier's pressure has paid off, and it is Stephen Crichton who scores in the right corner. Nathan Cleary drills the conversion kick from that right corner, and it is 6-0 the Panthers' way. Blues origin coach Brad Fittler says Crichton is definitely a contender to replace Latrell Mitchell in the centres, even though he is playing on the opposite side at the club level. A player like him becomes incredibly valuable, and he did it on the big stage as well. He held his nerve on the big stage and played a fantastic game and ended up making the winning play in last year's grand final. Big games in those positions gives him a lot of credibility. Absolutely no idea how the Raiders have held the Panthers out there, but somehow the scores are still level. The Panthers had multiple set restarts on that forward foray, and the Raiders looked set to concede at some point, particularly after an offside call which came after Canberra's defence fought tooth and nail to force Charlie Staines out of bounds in the right corner. For the Raiders to get offside on the last play is really unforgivable. They just gifted the Panthers another set of 6, says Phil Gould on 9's coverage. Great defence by the Raiders spoilt by some ill-discipline on the last play. However, some more great Raiders defence forces a turnover on the very next play. The tackle count currently reads 83-44 the Raiders' way, and Penrith has had 11 play the balls to 0 inside their opposition's 20. So far, so good for the Raiders, as they've managed to go toe-to-toe with the Panthers in the first 5 minutes of this one. Ricky Stuart would be really happy with the start his team has put out in the opening 6 minutes, Billy Slater says on 9's coverage. They've gone set for set with the Panthers. They need to sustain this and ask some questions at the back end. We are underway here at Bluebet Stadium as the Raiders kick off. A good start is absolutely vital for them this afternoon. Panthers skipper and star number 7 Nathan Cleary has discussed his team's plan of attack against the Raiders with league icon Andrew Johns. "A lot of it is trying to develop our game, getting on what we want to," Cleary told Johns during the warm-ups. "Then there is a few little tips around the team that we want to execute and play around that.